A scene that played out across Metro Vancouver today as drivers struggled to navigate this winter storm. It was even too much for first responders trying to make it down this hill in Surrey. The heavy snow started falling overnight and kept coming down throughout the day, up to 30 centimeters in some areas. From cars to buses spinning out and sliding, it's been a chaotic day on the roads. Good evening and thanks for joining us. What a day it's been. A record amount of snow fell. The extreme weather enough to shut down schools and universities across the south coast. The snow only easing late this afternoon. A tough day for those who had to get around, whether it was Vancouver Island or Metro Vancouver. We have team coverage of this snowstorm, from the mayhem on the roads to cancellations at YVR to people trying to dig out. The wet, heavy snow proved too much for many drivers. Our cameras captured crashes and spinouts in numerous locations. CTV's Ben Milger starts off our snowstorm coverage.
Unable to stop, this driver slammed into a telephone pole. Just one of many who had trouble on this steep slope. Some wound up in front yards. An RCMP officer slid down sideways before spinning to a stop. The city of Surrey eventually shut the street down, but not soon enough, according to some locals.
This happens every year, and unfortunately the city should be closing this hill, but they always seem to be late in doing that. So unfortunately for us, unfortunately for the drivers it's bad, but for us it's great entertainment.
The wet, heavy snow made driving difficult, even for those with winter tires, and nearly impossible for those without. Some drivers simply abandoned their cars in the middle of the street after choosing to drive despite lots of advance warning about the winter storm and pleas to stay off the roads.
It's a very hazardous situation out here. Please avoid any non-essential travel today as the roads are very slick.
A semi failed to make it up the incline on the Potella Bridge, causing a huge backup. It eventually got moving, but only after a plow showed up to clear the icy bridge deck. Those who chose not to drive in the snowstorm felt validated watching the chaos unfold.
My husband doesn't mind driving in it, but I certainly do. So he'll be taking me to work before he goes to work.
It's really pretty. I love it, but looking at the snow condition when driving, that's not fun.
It certainly wasn't a good time for most of the white-knuckled commuters just hoping to get from point A to B safely. Based on the number of collisions that we saw on the roads, it's fair to say auto body shops will likely be busy with repairs long after this snow has melted. Ben Milger, CTV News, Vancouver.